On this vote, the yeas are 216, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Well, there we go. That's it. So it looks like the U.S. House just passed the GOP 2025 budget plan, 216 to 214. I just wanted to see what the actual effect of this stuff's going to be, look into it a little more myself, do a bit of research, and just look at who the two dissenting Republicans were. And from there, I guess we'll just jump right in. There's the video of what happened in the House today. We got 216 to 214. Just wanted to see exactly what got passed today, so I jumped to NPR. And yeah, I read this whole article, but one of the main things that stood out to me was, so it's basically going to extend Trump's tax cuts from 2017. This is going to be 1.5 trillion on top of the 4.5 trillion that's already there from the previous tax cuts that he did. How are we going to pay for these tax cuts? I think the biggest issue is that they believe that it's going to come from the House and Energy Commerce Committee from $880 billion in spending. If they cut that, then they're afraid that the Medicare or Medicaid benefits will have to be cut, because where are they going to get this money from? I also thought this was interesting, so I wanted to read it. Senate Republicans are also hoping to use a procedural gimmick that would effectively work to make 3.8 trillion it would take to extend Trump's tax cuts appear to cost nothing. So I just wanted to look at, I actually copied this exact sentence and threw it in Gronk just to see exactly what they were talking about. Reconciliation is what they're actually talking about. It's when you pass a Senate bill that isn't, it doesn't have a majority, like 60 vote. It's just, 52, I think is what we win by right now, 51 or 52. So it's just going to take all the House Republicans to pass it, is what they got it through. Reconciliation is apparently the gimmick that they're talking about. But the real issue comes from this right here. Yeah, this right here is the dynamic scoring effect, is what they were talking about this. Basically, they're saying that this is going to be paid for by the money that will be generated from the tax cuts. Basically, they're saying, yes, it'll be $3.8 trillion added on to this problem, but it's supposed to be made up for by the revenue that we see generated from the imposing of these tax cuts, basically. So that's the pretty much trick here that NPR is talking about. So I just wanted to look at this a little bit more. The plan would lift the debt limit. We already know that, regardless if it's Republican or Democrat, it's going to go up by another 5 trillion apparently. So it doesn't matter who's running the House or the Senate. Both sides are going to pass that, because if they don't, they're going to run out of money by pretty much August or September, is what they say right here. So yeah, this also gives us money for the border and the Pentagon. 520 billion is spending for the range of for a range of GOP policy priorities, such as, there is as much as 170 billion that is expected to be used on the border enforcement, plus 150 billion for defense spending. So this is mainly what came through in this bill. Just wanted to see again who the just see how people were reacting. I got a clip right here from Ilhan Omar to see just exactly how she took all this news. I actually haven't even seen it myself, so we can look at this
so
together.
that Mr. Speaker, this budget resolution isn't about fiscal responsibility. It's about enriching the ultra wealthy and betraying working people. It's about gutting Medicaid and SNAP so that the rich can continue to hoard more tax breaks. These cuts do not make our country stronger. They make it sicker, hungrier, and more unfair. But this time, Republicans are not even pretending to pay for it. Senate Republicans are rewriting the rules and inventing fake budget math to claim that these tax cuts will not cost us anything. In truth, they cost the American people $7 trillion in total. All of this is being done to pave the way for a Trump term built on fear, lawlessness, and vengeance. President Trump is firing public servants, slashing critical programs, and enacting chaotic tariffs that will raise costs. This chaotic administration is trying to drag us into a recession, and instead of stopping it, congressional Republicans are acting as a willing accomplices.
Okay. I mean, listen, she more than welcome to say what she need to say. I think all these people who come out as dissenters for the plan, they don't have any kind of plan themselves. They're always talking about how this is going to do more damage to us, but nobody was talking about that when they closed down all the schools and they closed down all the jobs, told you to stay home, and then we watched our market inflate from that. They tried to make it okay by sending us $1,400 checks. Both Trump and Biden did this. So it's like, we were literally in the worst. That has to be the trampoline jump into how we got to this economy in the first place. We cannot forget that it was the world pandemic that was causing us to shut down all of our doors and what necessarily put us in this bad position in the first place. Before that, things were on the up and up. I mean, the stocks were going good. I'm sure we had our issues, but really COVID is what put us in this position, and how we reacted to COVID by staying locked down for too long and causing businesses to fall behind. Businesses closed, things never opened back up. Our economy has truly never recovered. So if you're saying that we should cut, if everybody else had to take a bunch of cuts and the government workers are not going to take a cut, this is where I think you're going to be missing a lot of people. We want to see the jobs cut. We want to, I mean, it's not that I want to see people lose their job, but I want to see the federal government spending less of my tax dollars if they can't, they can't keep asking us for more and more taxes when our economy still hasn't recovered from COVID properly. You know what I mean? So when I think about stuff like that, I hear the dissenters, but it's like, what was your alternative? And honestly, if you were better at describing your policies and what your plan would have been better, we wouldn't have Trump in office. That's just the truth. So another dissenter, somebody who voted against, who I actually have respect for, Representative Thomas Massey. Just go ahead and read his tweet. If you were going to try to hasten the financial collapse of our country and bribe voters to go along with it, the strategy wouldn't look much different than what Congress did today. The big, beautiful bill cuts taxes while keeping spending on an increasingly unsustainable trajectory. I agree with Thomas Massey, and honestly, I'm looking to the comments here. Just want to see what other people thought. No one cares what you say. Trump is in control. I mean, you're gonna have your Trump sycophants no matter what. The bill should be passed. I respect you, but nobody knows better than Trump. So it seems like people would just rather deal with Trump. Thomas, they just need more time. Mike Johnson will be slashing spending by the summer if we give them just one more omnibus. I guess omnibill. Maybe that's what they were looking for. You're just a clown. I mean, I'm not here to rep or to crap on Thomas Massey. Man, I like Thomas Massey. He's a pretty cool guy. Condolences to him and his family. He just lost his wife not too long ago. So why have you been unable to persuade your colleagues to your way of thinking? This is multiple cycles now. You have tried different techniques. What's going on? The thing is, I think people don't want to listen to Thomas Massey because he's such a central kind of person. He doesn't really lean too far right, even though he's right representative. He's more centrist, to be honest. The thing is, people who sit in the center don't really have any good ideas either, unfortunately. I hate to say it. It's like your ideas aren't much better, and unfortunately, the ones that are going to win out are the ones that are going to make people the most money, whether that's the billionaires or the middle class. I just don't see it ever working out anything in his favor. But mainly those are the things I wanted to talk about when it came to the bill, and just look at some things in the comments, just see what other people were thinking. What are you guys thinking about all this? How do you feel about the House just passing this bill without really any of us knowing about it? I guess if you're paying attention, but this bill pretty much extends the Trump tax cuts from 2017. It's also going to increase our deficit by $5 trillion. And we're going to have to figure out if this spending is going to hurt Medicaid or not. Like I said, I think the people who are 35 and under, 40 and under, millennials and under, we don't really care what happens to the things of the past, the things of the old that happens to the older people. I'm learning more and more as I read into this. Yeah, the younger generations don't really care what happens to the stock market, what happens to the benefits of the elderly. They are just focused on, is my future going to be okay? Am I going to be able to look like my grandparents' retirement? That's really the question. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share on the video if you guys are enjoying the content, and I'll see y'all next time.